Good morning, everyone. It is a windy, almost winter day here in Kansas, but that's a good thing because we need the wind to dry down this double crop milo and these double crop sunflowers. That's all we have left of fall harvest 2021. So today we're going to be harvesting this field of double crop milo. You can see up here by the road, the birds have done some pretty decent damage. They've eaten a lot of the milo, but they've really only eaten from about here to about right here. The rest of the field is fine, but birds can definitely do a lot of damage eating the grain. They've been eating the sunflowers as well. So that's never fun to see. So it's Wednesday morning and I'm going to get this 9600 serviced, greased, check the oil, fuel it up. I'm also going to service this semi here, check the oil, make sure the tires are good and aired up. We use Shell Rotella heavy duty engine oil in both our semis and our combines just to make sure we're using the most high quality engine oil possible. These machines take a beating during harvest. If you've been watching our videos, we've been running our combines since September. The trucks have been going back and forth to town multiple times throughout the day. You want to make sure that all of your equipment is running in the tip-top condition. And so the Shell Rotella heavy duty engine oil provides better wear protection. You can go longer intervals between changing oil. It does better in extreme weather conditions, which when we started harvest, it was 100 degrees. And now on our last couple days here, it's been freezing at night. So yeah, our goal is always to take really good care of our equipment and make sure it's serviced each morning. And so the first thing I'll do to this semi is to check the oil, make sure the oil levels are where they need to be. All right, so I pull this out here and you can see it's about halfway between empty and full, right where it should be. So we're good there. Up here on the combine, we have both hydraulic oil, which is this sight glass right here. That's what runs the hydraulics on the combine. And we also have the engine oil, which is right here. And that's actually looking a little low. This combine uses a little engine oil. So we're gonna put some engine oil in here and it'll be ready to go. All right, getting started. And Nathan is here with the second combine. We just moved over here last night. So I think Kendall had just done a couple out rounds here with this one combine. I got the combine fueled up, I got the semi ready, so I did what I could do over here with the equipment that was already over here. We're just about a mile from my house, and so I was the one responsible for getting the things ready, but now Nathan's here and I think Kendall is on his way with another truck. So we should get into full swing pretty quick here. This is our only field of double crop milo. Normally we have more than one field, but we decided to plant double crop beans this year, a lot more double crop beans than double crop milo. And that was probably a mistake because this double crop milo is doing really well. Probably, if we knew the future, we would have planted all double crop milo because the double crop beans did not do very well. And that was because it was so dry and hot this summer. Milo is more drought resistant and it thrives on that heat. And so both the full season milo and the double crop milo this year did really well. But the double crop beans and even the full season beans, unless they were irrigated, we did not have a very successful year for beans. So Nathan's gonna get that header put on that combine. All right, Nathan is going. Brookanna came and dropped off a little something for me. Gonna take care of Brighton for about half an hour while Brookanna takes Kobe to his vet appointment. Kobe, our dog, had a vet appointment, so Brighton's gonna hang out with me. What do you have to say about that? Is it gonna put you to sleep? Well, it took her about 5 minutes to fall asleep. She's out. Sometimes the white noise, the drone of the combine, it really puts kids to sleep. So I've been told. I think my dad can tell plenty of stories of the three of us brothers falling asleep in the combine and tractor cabs. I think that's a pretty universal thing, is kids falling asleep riding along with their parents. So it's kind of cool to be in the parent position for the first time, and having Brighton ride with me in the combine for the first time. It's kind of a cool thing to think about. Alright, so we've got a new product installed on our 9610 here. It's called the harvest screen. I don't know if you can see that there. What this does is this keeps the milo heads from coming up and over on top to land on top of the feeder house. If you've seen any of our videos before, you've probably seen our feeder house covered with milo or soybeans or whatever crop it is we're harvesting. This harvest screen will keep that from happening. Will keep from losing all those heads. It'll keep the feeder house nice and clean. So we're going to try this out for the first time today, and Nathan's installing it on the other combine, and so we're looking forward to getting to use that. Going again. There you can see the harvest screen on the row head now. Very easy install, only takes 5-10 minutes, and it's gonna keep this feeder house area clean and prevent the heads from going over the back of the header there. I switched out Brighton for Kobe. He got done with his vet appointment. How did the vet appointment go? It's frustrating. I talk to my passengers, my baby, my dog, and they can't talk back. So maybe my wife will get to come ride with me one of these times, and she can actually talk back. I'm especially excited for these harvest screens for sunflowers. We lose a lot of sunflower heads out the back of the header. There's quite a bit of header loss when we're cutting sunflowers. That's the only field we have left to do, as I said in the beginning of the video. After this one, we've got this field of double crop milo, and then just one field of double crop sunflowers, and then we are done for the year with harvest. And so excited to use these harvest screens for the sunflowers. That's why we wanted to get them on. We thought we'd get them on for this last field of milo though, just to see how they do with the milo. But should pay for themselves pretty quickly if they can keep grain from going over the back of the head. That pays for itself pretty quickly. So this milo, or grain sorghum, for those of you who maybe aren't familiar with milo, we have to explain this in every video because we always get comments. Milo is our kind of slang term or nickname for grain sorghum. That's what this crop is grain sorghum. It's used for a lot of the same things as corn. It's a little more drought tolerant than corn, and so this year, like I was saying earlier, our corn did fine because we had a full soil profile in the spring of water. We were soaking wet in the spring, so the corn was able to use that water, and the corn did pretty well this year. We had a terribly dry July and August, which really fried our beans, and it was close to frying this milo as well, but we got a 2.5-inch rain there. I think it was at the end of August or beginning of September. Really the only major rain we've gotten since this milo was planted, but because it's drought tolerant, it is able to hold on longer and then utilize that rainfall to fill and make grain. So we're really happy with this double crop milo. Typically on a double crop, we want our yield to be about half as much as it would be on a full season. So, you know, typically we want 50-60 bushel beans, and so for double crop beans we want 25-30 bushel double crop beans. That's a pretty good crop. On this double crop milo, you know, our full season yield of milo, you want 100 to 120 is really good. This is going to probably make 80 or 90, if not 100. I mean, it's going to be close to 100 probably, which is 2/3 of what you want, if maybe 3/4 of what you want for a full season. So this crop really outdid expectations this year, and it's going to be a very profitable thing when combined with the wheat that we harvested on the same field in June. So 2 crops in 1 year. That's why we call it double crop, and both of them successful. If you look closely, you can see the wheat stubble from the summer where we harvested the winter wheat, and then we planted the milo stalk, or the milo, directly into the wheat stubble as soon as the field was harvested. People also ask us a lot what we do with the milo stubble, or what we do with all the residue that's left over, especially this field of double crop milo. We've got the wheat stubble residue, and we've got the tall milo stalks. And the answer that we give for the most part is that we like there to be that much residue, and we will actually leave all of that residue to plant into next spring. Here in Kansas, we're not a wet climate typically, and so we prefer as much residue to keep as much moisture in the soil and to keep the soil as cool as possible. We have no problem with the soil warming up in the spring. If you go farther north of us, they have to till and they have to do a lot of things just to get into the field in the spring, whereas our limiting factor is not enough water. We don't get very much rain, and our soil almost gets too hot sometimes, to where we try to protect our soil with residue. So we like the residue of the milo. Sometimes we'll graze it, sometimes we'll chop it like you saw a couple videos ago, but probably 95% of the time throughout the years, we just leave all of the residue over the winter to catch snow, to protect from wind and rain erosion, and then to plant into next spring. Makes a great seed bed. We typically follow a wheat double crop milo rotation with full season soybeans or full season milo next year. we didn't bring the grain cart over here just because it's only 60 acres and we don't really want to drag the grain cart all the way over here when we can get it all done in one day without it. So we just got the 2 combines and 2 semi drivers, and we should knock her out, barring no breakdowns. You guys, there's a raccoon in the semi. What the heck? Oh my goodness. Okay, so I don't know if you caught what happened. There was a raccoon at the bottom of this hopper semi, and he must have been stuck in there, and then we were unloading and he must have just climbed up the Milo as we unloaded, and then he just jumped right out. That's pretty impressive that he didn't get buried by Milo. That also would have been a surprise to the people at the elevator, you know, to have a raccoon, dead raccoon come out the bottom of the semi, but looks like he survived to live another day. But he definitely just underwent a blitz of Milo. So what happened?
Cracked over there.
Cracked here, and then now this whole thing's loose. Belts came off. So now we have a full bin of Milo we can't unload. Gotta try to fix it. Alright, so as you saw, the 9600 has had a breakdown, probably done for the day. Thankfully, we just have that little strip over there to finish, and then we'll be done with Milo, and then we'll just have this little sunflower patch left of harvest. So as you all know, breakdowns are a part of harvest. Oftentimes, you just have to be prepared for them to happen and take time to fix them, and that's a big part of being a farmer is learning to deal with things going wrong and learning how to problem solve. And Nathan's a better mechanic than I am, that's for sure, but trying to learn more every day, and all of us can hold our own in terms of diagnosing and trying to figure things out. But Nathan is definitely the best mechanic of the brothers. Dad's the best mechanic of us all. He's definitely got us beat on experience. Well guys, this combine just broke down too, so we are 0 for 2 going right now. This little strip is all we have left, and it's probably 3 down and backs, but we're gonna have to fix at least one of these combines first. And I had the truck about 3/4 full, and so we gotta wait to take that to town as well. All right, so Dad and Nathan are gonna get to work on that combine, and Kobe and I are gonna run and get a part for the other one. The 9610, the combine I was just running, is a pretty simple fix. We just gotta go get a part. It should get it back running. Nathan and Dad had to run to my house and weld on a piece, which they already did that. Now they're just putting it back on. So we should have both combines fixed theoretically, but the problem is, yeah, we've only got a little bit left. We're just kind of getting both combines fixed to fix them. We don't really need both combines to finish. All right, got us some parts at the Lindsberg Napa Auto Parts, just a couple miles from the field, so it'll be a pretty quick trip, won't it, Kobe? You're looking kind of worn out. Well, that's it. Done with Milo harvest. It has been quite the marathon, and we'll get started on sunflowers tomorrow and finish tomorrow, hopefully.